All right, guys, we're going to come back to the last game, and it's going to be the Sharks versus Never Scared. Sharks are coming off of a very impressive, narrow victory, beating them Gettys. And Never Scared is coming off of a heartbreaking loss to UCF. These two teams are considered powerhouses in the Western Conference, regardless of what if their record don't reflect. I think Never Scared is being considered that because of their offense. I think Sharks are being considered that because of their defense. For Never Scared, Fred is not going to start. Chris is going to start. Former all-star that threw for Horrible Humans.
Yeah.
And they don't know how long Fred is out. We've seen Chris throw for PME last season. I think he's a very formidable quarterback. I think he's definitely an underrated quarterback. And when you got guys like Travis, Dave, Mays, Chris, you got weapons here.
Yeah.
So this team is definitely dangerous. And on the other side, the Sharks just got to be able to bring everything on at one time. Sometimes we see their defense and make plays, but the offense is struggle. Sometimes we see the offense struggle, but the defense gives up plays. They got to get better. And they got to be able to put games away and take some of their emotion out of the game. And Orlando needs a coach. He coached last week, and they won. Forget that drone. Like, the drone is cool, but Orlando needs to be on the sideline. They need to find a designated drone guy. I don't know if you want to pay one of the people that be at the field to use the drone. You know what I mean? But you got to figure out another way because Orlando has to be on the sideline. He's too experienced as a coach. He knows too much about the game to be in attack with that dang drone. And I think that's the main thing. And Dre is going to be serving his suspension, so they're not going to have him, and Mo's injured, so he's not going to play.
And the thing about that is, listen, I'm not mad by the fact that they're using a drone to record the game. You know, they want to see everything that's going on in the field. I respect that. They want to see things that they may not be able to see just by looking at ground level. I get that. But at the end of the day, when you have your coach doing it, he's not helping the guys stay in control. He's not talking strategy on the field. So at the end of the day, what do you rather have? You would have the footage being there, and then you can talk about it after the game is over. By then it may be too late. Or you structure your game on the ground as it is. Maybe he could have had Dre control the drone because he's not playing. So at the end of the day, he has to control that. At the end of the day, again, this is the beginning of the game. We didn't even start yet, so I don't want to kill him about that. But this may come back to bite them. But hopefully, they're able to strategize because this is going to be a tough game. Both teams need this game. Both teams need this game, and I'm sure Sharks wants to come away with a win, just like anyone else.
All right, we're going to jump into the game with the Sharks getting the ball. First down, Akon on 4 rushes, sacked by Jern. After getting the first down, Akon is blitzed by Pratt. Goes right, goes deep to Twan on the sideline, caught in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Pratt misses the sack as Akon is able to dodge him. 6-0, Sharks.
And Twan came in this game a little salty with the criticism or the rumors that was going around about him not showing loyalty with the team. He said this is his team. This is his guys, and he's here for the long haul. He's here for a championship with this team. He ain't going nowhere. This was his words. And she's pretty much showing it on the field, stepping up and making a big play for his team, contributing right on his first play back in this game.
Chris is going to get the start. Remember, I told you Chris is starting for this team. On 4 rush, he throws to Dave, cutting in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Chris is blitzed by Gill, who's blocked by Pratt. Chris finds Dave cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Dave runs through the middle and nobody picks him up. 6-6. Now this is good on so many levels. I'm gonna tell you why. One, Dave is unguardable in that slot. He's built too much. He has a wide receiver's height, but a tight end's body. He's hard to guard, and he has some speed. So if you put a fast, small guy on him, he's gonna out-jump him and run him. If you put a big, slow guy on him, he's gonna outrun him. So this guy's dangerous in the slot, very dangerous guy. But on the other thing, Gil is a very formidable blitzer. But Brett, a guy who I got on, Brett, a guy who was playing with the Gators, playing with this Sharks team, goes to Never Scared because his coach Tiki's there. And this is what Brett do. He's a physical guy. He can block, and he's also a great defender. This is a great play by him, giving Chris time, and this is why this is a great pickup by Never Scared. Great touchdown, 6 up, they tie the game right back. Akon with blocker from Gil, goes to Ed in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, the blocker from Gil throws to Ed in the gap, getting to the 15-yard line. Fourth down, Akon is blitzed and sacked by Mays. Turnover on downs. Mays is another guy that I like. I like this guy, energy. This is a former, I believe, AFC guy. This guy is a baller. He's a playmaker. And anytime you can make a play on Akon, that is a great play, great sack to turn over the ball.
And the thing about that, not only was that a good play, it was a smart play. They caught Akon off guard with that blitz. He didn't expect it coming on a down like that. I'm shocked because it's fourth down. They didn't use the blitz set. You should know it's coming. So these guys got to find ways to protect Akon. They didn't do that here. So the blitz comes in, Akon gets surprised, and they get a big sack to cause a turnover. Good defense by Never Scared.
Chris with 2 passes in the gap, and those are going to drop. Third down, Chris scrambles on 4 rush, or falls, and the ball is going to touch the ground. The play is dead. Never Scared has to punt. This is a bad drive by them, especially after making a big stop. You cannot do that if you're this team. This Sharks team always has a lot of firepower. So when you're able to slow them down, you got to put up points, and they're not able to. They're going to have to punt. Akon's going to get the ball with 3 passes in the gap for a decent gain. He's going to pick up a first down with 30 seconds left. Akon with 2 more passes getting to the 20-yard line with 5 seconds left. Last play of the half, Akon on 4 rush, throws the meat cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. No communication on defense here. Stevie's going to get the extra point. 13-7, taking us into the half. Meek is the Sharks' best offensive player. I don't care what nobody says. This guy has been consistent all season. This guy has been a baller, and he has to be in the running for not only, I believe, the offensive player here, but I believe this is his first year in the UFL. I'm going to find out. He has to be up there for Rookie of the Year if the league is still giving out that award. This guy is first year in the league, has been dominating offensively, and you got to give him some love, and Akon loves going to him.
And the thing about plays like this is Akon was struggling, and Akon wasn't able to get into the end zone or whatever, able to get a successful drive because he got caught with the blitz at that last play there. They're able to recover and get into the end zone. Now they're giving Akon time. Now Gil is able to protect him and give him some time to make some plays. They were able to drive down the field with the time running out. This is a big score for them to take the lead. They're able to take the lead, knowing that Never Scared gets the ball in the half. So they wanted to make sure that they got the lead at that moment, and they was able to do so. Way to end the half for the Sharks.
If I'm Never Scared, it's fine. That's just the first half. And we only had the ball twice. We had the ball twice. We scored once. We had to punt on a drive that we gave away. We're okay. We can't give up touchdowns like that going into the half. We can't let Akon get comfortable. We've seen what he's done when he gets comfortable. We have to consistently bring pressure. We have to find some way to cause some more turnovers. I think if we do that, we'll be fine. I think we have the offensive firepower to get back into the game. We just have to make Akon a little more comfortable if we want to get back into it.
And this Sharks team, they've been playing some good defense. I would say that they were able to stop them. 1 out of the 2 times they were able to score. Chris is a quarterback that's, you don't want to get him going in the game. Because once he gets hot, he can put up some points. And I've seen him do it on that Horrible Humans team with less talent than what Never Scared has.
Right.
So at the end of the day, nothing against the Horrible Humans team, but Never Scared has a lot more talent on this team. And the thing about it is, if you give him the opportunity to make plays, he is going to take advantage and make more than you can stop him at. So this Sharks team has to keep him in the pocket, keep him under pressure, and the same way that they're bringing the pressure against Akon, you have to do the same against this quarterback, Chris, and you got to lock up on these receivers. If you give up any inch, they're gonna hurt you, and that's gonna be something that they have to be aware of in the second half.
We're gonna jump right into the second half with never scared getting the ball. They're gonna go 4 and out from the 40. Chris with 3 passes in the gap for a decent game, get him to the 5-yard line. If you look there, the defense is playing way too deep, and Chris is chopping them up underneath. 4th and goal, Chris finds Tiki in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 13-12, never scared climbing back into the game. Great play by them there.
And this is a way, first of all, that they let Chris drive in the gaps with 3 passes, getting them into the score. First of all, it's 4 and out. So a couple plays, a good defensive play here and there, and you can stop them on this drive. 3 straight plays they were able to get close to the end zone, give them the 4th and goal. So that's bad defense already. And you give Chris the opportunity at the goal line to make a score, and that's exactly what he does, finding one of their better receivers in Tiki. That's what they brought him here for. So all of these guys are coming on this team and performing the way they're supposed to, and the Sharks missed the opportunity to make a big stop there to take momentum in this game, and never scared is right back into this game with a 13-12 game.
Sharks are going to get the ball to go 4 and out. Second out, Akon's going to throw the pop in the gap. That's going to be picked off by Travis. Never scared back the ball. If you look here, Travis reads the play and comes from the sideline from the interception. He knew where Akon was going. He felt where Akon was going, and he got where Akon was going. They take the ball. Great play by Travis. That's why they drafted him #1. This is why he's the #1 pick. Great play by him to help his defense.
And not only talent, but that's football IQ right there. He's able to read the play. And as you see, he's guarding on the sideline. So it's not like he's cheating. It's not like he's floating around trying to make a play. He's locking up on a receiver on the sideline. He sees the play, and he cuts into the play all the way from the sideline and makes his interception. I guarantee you Akon didn't see him coming. But Travis saw that ball. If you look here, he's looking and he sees it, and he starts to move way before the ball is thrown. So that was a telegraph pass. Akon gotta see that. As long as he's gonna keep the ball in the air like that and not react in time when the receiver's open, you gave Travis an opportunity to make a play, and that's exactly what he did.
This is gonna run in the gap on 4 rush for a nice game, picking up the first down. Fred can run, but he can't run like Chris. Chris is a great runner. Great play by him, picking up the first down. Then Chris with 3 passes on the sideline for a decent game, getting him to the 7-yard line. If you look here, Meek is at the corner, backing up too far, and Chris is continuously taking what the defense is getting him. 4th and goal, Chris on 4 rush with a blocker from Fred. Rolls left and finds Chris in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Dave gets the 2-point conversion. If you look here, the defense steps up, leaving Chris open. He baited them. He had them come play too far back, and he chopped up the front. This one, they come up, and he finds Chris in the back. That is a great play. 20-13, great play by Chris, finding the other Chris.
And one thing I gotta say is this defense wouldn't have had to worry about this if this was Fred. Chris is able to have the defense respect that he can run, and he's able to. They have to step up. And the thing about it is, because he's behind the 5-yard line, he is able to run.
Yes.
So because of that, they have to respect that they have no choice. And as soon as they step up to try to make a play or to at least stop him from running, Chris is able to attract the defense enough to make a pass in the back of the end zone. That's a perfect way to manipulate the defense. And again, nothing against Fred, but they are 2 different quarterbacks, and Fred has his expertise at the quarterback position. Chris has his, and this is one of them, making the defense move and manipulating them for the score here.
Akon's going to get the ball. He's going to throw the pop on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. And Akon on 4 rush throws and Meek in the gap for a decent game. If you look here, Price steps up to rush in, leaving him wide open. Second down, Akon was blocking from Gill, scrambles, throws the Juice, but Juice is not looking. Picked off by Mays, who runs it back all the way into the end zone. If you look at Akon makes a diving tag, just misses him. Mays runs all the way into the end zone for the touchdown, ending the game. Never scared, comes away with the win, 26-13.
And the thing about this play and what opened this play up is two things. First of all, you got to point out that you got to emphasize that Juice wasn't looking at this play. I don't think he noticed that the pass was going. Akon was under pressure, so he had to get the ball off. So Akon makes a throw here. Juice is not paying attention. This is why you got to look off the line. Juice is not prepared for that play. He's not able to react to it. But if you look here with Mays, Mays follows. He's guarding someone else, and unfortunately for the receiver he's guarding, that receiver goes out of bounds. So now he's no longer in the play. Mays is free to roam around in the backfield. And exactly because of that, he's able to step up and make this play for the interception. As Juice wasn't looking for it, Mays is able to be prepared and get the play, get the interception, and run it back. One thing I gotta say is the Sharks are arguing about this end of the play. When you look, Akon makes a diving tag to try to stop him from getting into the end zone. And I'm slowing this down. I'm zooming it in the best that I can. This is still a hard play to determine. Did he get tagged on the foot? That's what they're trying to say. It's hard to see. But at the end of the day, since it wasn't a clear tag, that's why he was able to get to the end zone. That is a hard play to determine. And at the end of the day, that was just a bad offensive play and just great defense by this Never Scared team, putting Akon under pressure, and that is pretty much what got them a touchdown to seal the win for them.
First of all, the diving tag is the hardest to judge in football. Just wanted to throw that out there. We're going to go to an interview with Travis. Finally got him to take an interview. We're going to be right back after this.
What's going on? Stephen J here with free safety wide receiver Travis of Never Scared. Coming away with the win over the Sharks 26-13. Your defense looked really well today, especially with Akon. You see him put 5 touchdowns up his first game. What was the strategy coming into this game?
First of all, the defense played great today. The offense did as well, so I want to give them a shout out. Today's strategy was just to, take away what he likes to do, which is really the short, and then, just calculate our blitzes properly so that we put them in a bad predicament every time. So we did that. We had a good competition last night with the captains and the coaches just to get over scheme, which we want to do, start doing more often, which I think is trying to help us. A lot of the guys are new to me and new to the organization, so we want to make sure we're good every week. So doing that today and everyone executing and doing their job, trusting the other players that I'm new with, was really, really good today. And I think this is a good sign for the rest of the season.
We seen last week you got involved in the offense with a big touchdown catch. This week you had a big interception. You being the number 1 overall pick, first time in touch football, what is your responsibility to this team?
My responsibility as right now, not as a number 1 pick, is as a player, as a communicator, as a captain, as a leader. I got to make sure I bring that every week to these guys and make sure I don't just speak it, I show it as well, and I lead by example. So if I'm out there hustling on special teams, running down, making tags, making blocks, I want everyone to be able to do that as well and follow the lead as well for me.
I know you saw that Never Scared kind of struggle last season, especially catching the football. You brought, as you was drafted, you brought guys like Dave and Tiki. What did those 2 guys bring? Why was it important for you to bring them to the team?
They also bring a sense of camaraderie. Those guys are good team players no matter what team they're on. I know that I can depend on them every week. I know Tiki can ball out, he's fiery. I know Dave is fiery. He's a big target for any QB. So, it's great for us to have him on my team as well, so I know I can trust him. And they bring that sense of, I'm a good player as well, I'm a leader as well, and I think everyone will follow suit too with that.
Last question. What is it like having Coach Tiki and Coach Ed coaching? Like, what can you tell me? I know it's early in the season, but what having them been like for you?
They've been available. Every time I reached out, if I have questions or concerns, they've been there. Hey, you want to talk? You want to chat? We talked for like an hour and a half last night, just to make sure we're good coming into this 4th week. I know this is last week's deadline of roster spots and how things need to move for the season. So we had a good talk, and they've been there. So everything I asked, or if I had a situation, we talked through it. Whether we like it, whether they're good, or whether they like it as bad, we figure it out. Make sure we come up with a solution at the end of that conversation. Everyone walks away with a clear mind, clear heart. Hey, this is what we're doing this week, no matter what.
Last question. I had one. You can jump in, Dave. He was just talking about you, too. This is a bonus one. How tough is this? I mean, y'all just got your first win of the season. Y'all 1-2. But how tough is this division that people don't understand? You got teams like Blackout, DG, yourselves, Sharks.
Yeah,
how difficult is this division?
This division is going to be, I would say, very fun. I won't call it difficult, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting each week, but they should definitely be scared of us for each week to come, because we're all going to make a good game plan, and we're going to make sure we keep the games close, and we're going to win.
We're going to thank Travis for being here. They got their first win of the season. The guy usually don't do interviews. You see my man Dave running around there. One thing I'd say that these guys brought to this team was they brought a fun factor, And they brought a lot of talent. So I think this team is very dangerous. I think this is their first win of many coming this season. We're going to see on the site.
Gonna thank him for the interview. Very humble guy, but he was the #1 pick for a reason, and that's why they went out and got him. First, I'm gonna talk about Never Scared. Never Scared is a very dangerous team, especially now that they got things going. You know, Never Scared is #1 in scoring.
Mm.
They average 25 points a game. You know, they're #2 in efficiency. 64% of the time they get the ball, they score. So this team can make plays offensively. Only Blackout has a better efficiency than them. The only problem with Never Scared is their defense. Their defense is in 12th in defense. They give up 22 points a game, 22.6. And, you know, their efficiency, when teams play offense against them, teams scoring close to 60% of the time. That's way too high. So that's why this team is 1-2. They can score, but the problem is they can't stop anybody. And I'm looking at the other stats. They're 4th in sacks, interceptions. They're tied. They're 2nd in interceptions and 4th in sacks. At the end of the day, they're not making stops. So they got to get better on that side. I think Adam Pratt now that Tiki brought him, that's a definitely good pickup. He's a definitely defensive mastermind. He's going to help this team get better. But I think they're a very formidable team, and they're tough in the West. On the other side, this Sharks team, wow, they're 1-3. 1-3. Well, I'm looking at the numbers here. They're in 8th in scoring, 18 a game, 8th in efficiency. They score 50% of the time. So half and half when they get on the field, they score. So if that's the case and they have a decent offense, what's the problem? You would ask, right? You know they got the worst defense in the league.
And you
They're
would
giving up
notice that. Yeah.
24 points a game. I know it's going to be said. It's going to be said, well, they got the worst defense in the league because they gave up 40 to Reggie the first game of the season. Okay, that's understandable. You gave up 3 touchdowns this game. Versus Blackout, you gave up 3 touchdowns. So you gave 3 touchdowns up both games. So you're giving up points. And then the game that you held them under 3 touchdowns, they won, which was DG. So every time they give up more than 2 touchdowns, they lose. And those 3 games that they lost, they gave up more than 2 touchdowns. They gave up 3 or more. In the one game they won, they gave up 2 touchdowns. This defense has to get better. You can't tell me that you got a defense that got Herbie, Quan, Dre, Mo, and you're giving up the most points in the season in the league. You still got this man Orlando on the sideline taking pictures. Listen, if Orlando's here to coach, he needs a coach. Because when he coached last week, they gave up 12 points. They played well. So I don't know what's going on. And then you got to look at it this way. You got another problem. Akon's last drive, he threw 2 interceptions. He didn't show up to a few games. He threw 2 interceptions. Now, when Akon was on Rep City, you didn't hear anything because their starting quarterback, they cut him. You have Stevie on the side. Stevie can't do the things Akon can do, but he's your quarterback. So you're going to start hearing some rumblings with all the guys on this team with a lot of emotion. You're going to hear rumblings because this team is not committed to Akon. The coaching staff may be, but you can't tell me the team is committed to him, especially when you got Stevie here throwing for them on Sundays. You got Stevie here showing he's capable of throwing. Stevie's last game that he threw versus DG, they won. What's gonna happen? They got a large roster that they're gonna have to cut. They got too many guys. They're gonna have to make some moves. This team is in trouble. And what bothers me the most is I think that they're the most talented team in the UFL league. Talent for talent. They're the most talented team.
Yeah.
But they're 1-3.
And that's when you say that the talent that they have on paper doesn't stack up in practice. And the thing about it is, like you said, yes, they have so many talented guys, but maybe it's because they have too much talent that everybody's an individual and not cohesive as a team. That's the thing. They still haven't figured out. And the thing with Akon and Stevie, this is going to be a big problem. Not to say that, they should start Stevie over Akon. I think that if they start Stevie over Akon can't play, period. He's gone. Yeah. So at the end of the day, that's a big issue right there. Now, I don't see them letting go of Akon and replacing him with Stevie, but Akon can't disappear for 2 games at a time and I think that he's going to come in and perform at the best of his ability. I don't think so. You're going to be off rhythm. The guys are already acclimated to Stevie the last couple games. So that throws everything off when you have so many things switching back and forth. So that's one. 2, I'm not gonna kill Orlando too much with the drone and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill him that much, but you gotta have someone on the field to take charge and take control of the team. You saw them falling apart last week. They luckily won at the end of the game because of one big play, but that could have went completely south. This game, it did go south because they don't have somebody sitting there and pretty much controlling the game. I haven't seen Jamal do that lately. I haven't seen Dre do that because he wasn't even on the field. And their draft pick, Mo, didn't play in this game. So he wasn't present on the field, like playing with them. It's a difference being on the sideline, giving advice to when you're the on-field general. They didn't have that in this game. They had Herbie and all these guys, but I don't think that it was enough to be a cohesive defense and to make the plays that they need to make. And that's why the stats that you were just mentioning about them being one of the worst defenses, that's what's happening right now. They have to find a way to get it together. Because if not, it's going to be a troubling end to the season.
I know one thing for sure. Akon had 2 turnovers in the second half. So when you got a guy like Stevie on the sideline, watching, basically respecting the coach's decision because he throws on Sunday and allowing Akon to throw on Saturday, but Stevie has to throw if Akon's not here. You can't tell me Stevie's not in the back of my mind saying, I could do that. Now I say you stay with Akon, the guy's a 3-time champion. He's coming off of a championship win in UFL, but he didn't win MVP. So you got to know what he's here to do. And if you're going to turn the team over to him as your lead at quarterback, you got to give it to him all the way. It has to be his offense. It got to be the guys that he wants.
You give him too much credit. Not to say anything negative about Akon. You said, he's a 3-time champion. Not at quarterback. He's a 2-time champion on IOD as a 2-way player, not as a quarterback.
He won the championship last year, though.
Yes,
so
he did.
He's a reigning champion at quarterback.
Yes, he is. But like you just mentioned, he wasn't MVP, so he wasn't the main factor on why they won the game.
Well, yeah, so, and you saw it in his play with the 2 interceptions on the last drive. You can't expect
that's why
he's going to make plays, but he's not going to win the game for you.
Yes. So at the end of the day, these things are going to happen, and that's why the defense has to be prepared for it. And if they're not playing at the top of their caliber, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, they're 1-3, so they're in trouble.
Well, they're in trouble, yeah. So we can both agree on that.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to thank y'all for joining the show. Definitely appreciate y'all support this season. We got a lot of other things dropping really soon, so hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. Hopefully everybody's having a great season, a lot of fun. We're going to wrap this one up. Never Scared comes away with the win over the Sharks 26-12. I'm sorry, 26-13. On behalf of Real Tough Talk, I'm Stephen J, my partner Ghost. We have a lot more exciting videos for y'all next week. There's only 3 games this week, but we're going to have a lot of big games next week, a lot of other content next week, dropping other films. So we're going to talk to y'all real soon. We're going to give us our little thing called the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'll let you know what we think about the team so far. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I have Real Tough Talk. Stephen J, my partner Ghost. Out of here. We'll wrap it up. Talk to y'all next week.